Kim Felix. Hi, Kim.
Hi.
Right. Okay, so I'm just going to give a brief bio and then we'll jump right into our questions and talk about your practice. Traveling to unknown landscapes where the mind can empty the fear, where energy can move into shape, opening the doors of release, ultimately to transformation. Kim Felix's artwork is simply energy wanting to move, to express, to become known, to reveal the darkness, the shadow, the secrets in order to create more light. That was beautiful. Very beautiful.
Very deep.
And a question I'm asking everyone is this, where we see you now, is this where you're sheltering in place? Is this where you're creating your artwork during COVID?
Yes, it is my garage. It's called the Art Cave.
I love it. It's beautiful. I love the vibe.
Thanks.
Okay, so we're going to jump into the first question. What are you currently working on?
Well, I normally don't do big canvases. It's a big stretch for me. So I'm doing a canvas. A lot of my art, just kind of like what my artist statement is really about just me expressing in the moment. I'm not like one who's like, okay, I'm going to do this and then that's what's going to happen. I'm just kind of like, okay, what is my body? What are the feelings, saying right now? What can I express? So another thing I'm doing is it's been fun doing a little art book. So I've just been doing little collages and art there. So that's been really fun. But yeah, really it's kind of just in the moment for me.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that kind of leads into this question. What is your artistic process like?
Well, I me, it's just kind of dropping down into my body, like really knowing kind of like, okay, where am I? Just physically, emotionally, just kind of like, I mean, sometimes like, right, with all artists, it's like you just get in these ruts or there's depression, especially this year. Like there's so much energy that I just, really it is all about kind of back into that moment expression for me. It's like, if I'm feeling like, oh, I'm just having a hard day, like I need to do some breathing or dance. Like a lot of it is energy. It's not so much like, oh, I'm just going to go paint. And sometimes there is, but it's like, how can I actually express like what's in my body before I actually, put the paint on the canvas. So that's a lot of my process is just kind of like, there's more to it than just like, okay, I'm going to paint right now. It's like, okay, what wants to be known, what wants to be expressed on a kind of a feeling level versus a intellectual level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking through your work on Instagram, I really love the abstracted bodily forms that are present in a lot of the work. And I wonder, is that the conversation that you're having as far as with your body and showing up in your
Yeah.
work?
Yeah. It's really like, I feel like it doesn't like, kind of like I was saying, it's like more when I put my paint on the canvas, it's more like, oh my gosh, there's a form that wants to be known. It's kind of, it's really similar to that Rumi quote, once it was a hidden treasure desired to be known. And it just feels like that's exactly what's happening. It's not so much like I'm wanting to create, it's more like, oh, there's something else here that wants expression, that wants to come out. And I don't know, sometimes it's so mysterious, that's what I love about it. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
what's going to happen? Like what form is going to appear that maybe will help me, navigate or help other navigate through these crazy times.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
beautiful. What keeps you motivated to create this work, especially the type of work that you're creating? And it's, you're very there's this connection between your body and the work that you're creating. What keeps you motivated to do that work, especially during the last 6 months?
Yeah. Well, it's funny. It's like actually these kind of times feel like they're the main motivator. It's like so much like kind of buried lies and untruths are coming to the surface. And like, I mean, a lot of it too is, heavy change, but it's like change feels like the motivator. My family, having two daughters that are amazing. um, and just like a lot of deep inner work, like just I volunteer at a nonprofit called the Awareness Institute, and it's people showing up, just really going into like what's underneath, right, the coverings, right? It's like what's underneath, like, oh, I'm fine and okay, what's great underneath there. And there's so many great, like, anyway, it's just been amazing work to really like motivate me. It's like any kind of inner work that is getting to core like feelings and like integrating a lot of like childhood trauma or integrating, feelings, just feel like that's been the most inspiring.
Mm,
Definitely a shout out to my mom and dad and, just the community that I feel like I'm so blessed to have, that really has supported me.
beautiful.
Mhm.
So going back to Instagram, I am now a new follower, also introduced to your work through Sack Open Studios. And I was interested in the statement you said about taking risks and getting out of your self-created safety zone. And I wonder what that looks like in your work. Have you taken any risks in your work lately?
Yeah, I mean, this is totally new to me. Like I've been a very introverted painter most of my life, like coming out and actually expressing and even doing this interview feels like, it's a big step. And actually just putting my work on Instagram is huge. Like that's like nothing, I would have never done that in the past. And I feel like those are things, that have helped me. But yeah, it's like really just something about kind of going through the pain and going through that darkness and going through it kind of feels like that's really where I shine the most, in a way. It's like I
Yeah,
don't know. Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially sharing your space. I want to say thank you, because that's a very intimate thing,
Yes.
sharing your cave, with all of us.
Yeah.
Is there any work that you like to show us or any work specifically that you like to talk about? Anything you're working through right now? Important.
Yeah, I mean, really, I feel like, coming back to just, kind of really creating some intimate expression. It feels like, I mean, some of the, like I said, some of the art journals have been really fun. Just, creating little, kind of like what my day feels like, it's more kind of like, what do I feel and how can I express it? I mean, I don't, that's kind of where I go. It's not so much, you know, maybe eventually at some point in my art world, it'll take me to different places. But yeah, those are just, some of the, it's like, okay, today I maybe was feeling sad, just, some of the, so that's kind of
Yeah.
where where I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, are there any influences or inspiration that you can attribute your work to?
Yeah, just kind of like I mentioned earlier, just, you know, people that like, really kind of what I said, just kind of want to express and reveal like what's hidden. I feel like anytime we can really be vulnerable and like show each other like, our hearts, like wearing our heart on our sleeve, kind of that is the most inspirational thing. I mean, that's kind of why I keep doing a lot of my inner work and um, why I'm for what 6 years I've been a team member on the Awareness Institute. Just it's really helped me just like kind of find my voice and like take these steps. Like I said, I would have never done this. I would have never thought I would do this in a million years, and it just like it feels so empowering and not so much. I don't want to. I feel like I don't know. It's kind of a weird mixture because it's like I do want to serve and I want to be of service to the world and like how can I do that, right? It's like how can I best do something and hopefully help people in the process. So just I feel like service and giving has been a big inspiration, and also just where I work, I teach an art class. I work for the state of California, so that's sometimes can be a very limited like place to like be in a box, and so like I feel like any kind of movement or expression, especially in that world, is really been empowering. Really bringing some of my art and some of that expression to my workplace is really awesome too. So yeah,
Right.
it's been fun.
Well, before we find out where we can find your work and see more of your work, how are you finding joy now? A question I just thought, your work feels very spiritual, and I feel like it probably would help some people, me, I'm
Yeah.
speaking for me.
Yeah,
Is there
totally.
anything that just sharing through your work, is there any words of encouragement, especially during this time that you can share with
Oh yeah, I just feel like we have it's like it's it goes back to like we're our own creators, and I feel like really it's up to us to kind of use our energy to the highest expression as we can, you know, whether that be art or cooking or, you know, parenting or, you know, I feel like anything that we can do to express. I mean, that's why my Instagram, Express Yourself, it's like one of my favorite teachers that I love, you know, always would say to me like, Kim, you know, you can't just sit in the darkness or in the depression. You have to express it. Like if it doesn't get expressed, it's just going to get depressed. And I feel like time and time again, when I'm in those moments and I don't express, that's when it, you know, so,
Right.
you know, I think that would be my message, like express whatever that looks like, express.
Thank you. I needed that. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
where can we find your work? Do you have a website? I know we talk about social media. Where would you like, where can we go
Yeah.
and see more?
So I don't have a website, but maybe that on the horizon. And yeah, Instagram, Express Yourself Art, and you can email me right now. So yeah, just yeah. And also The Verge. You know, some of my art is on there as well. So
Yes. Well, this
yeah.
was great. Thank you so much, Kim.
Thank you. Thanks for
I feel
having
good. I
me.
feel good. I
Oh,
seen your work
thanks.
before and I felt good seeing it. And now
Yeah.
talking with you, it
Yeah.
comes full circle. So,
Oh, well, so much love to everyone, and
yeah.
thank you
All right.
so
Thank
much.
you.